we are all in this together now. And so we've got to stand up to the federal government. We've got to stand up to bullies. We've got to stand up to an administration which is too male, too pale, and too stale. Too male, too pale, and too stale. Too male, too pale, and too stale. And we will not go away silently. We will not be silent in the face of this oppression. We will not.
All right. Welcome once again to the beatzillapdx official show. And this is a news break, and we are talking about what's going on with the New York DA Leticia James. As we know, recently there's been a brother that's been harmed in the prison, been deleted in the prison, beat to death in the prison, under their care. I guess, so he was an inmate. He was a person in custody. And this whole situation kind of is a reflection on how this society treats its inmates. But again, as you are coming into this broadcast, please hit that like button, share this out on your social media, subscribe to this channel if you have not already done so. And if you would like to support this channel, you can also do that by joining this channel and becoming a member. And if you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell, hit the word all, that way you'll be notified anytime this channel goes live or a video is uploaded. So back to this. First off, rest in peace to that brother, and condolences to his family. And may he get justice, because justice is obviously due in this case. For those who have seen the video, of course, we will not be playing that here. You know how YouTube gets down, so we won't be playing it. But, just saying from what I've seen, and I believe somebody sent me a link to where all of the footage is actually released, so you can watch all of the different, I think it's 4 different videos, and you can watch the 4 different videos at your leisure if you felt like it, and see what they were doing to this guy, which is ridiculous. I didn't watch a lot of it, but I saw enough to know. And I think here's one of those scenarios where you can't blame this on an outside anything. He was in custody. So his safety is those CO's jobs. They're responsible for keeping him safe, not harming him. And what you see in those videos is aggressive harming. Like they're taking advantage of having a person that basically has no rights. And this is how these individuals treat these people. These are, now, would anyone try to tell themselves that this is an isolated incident? You would be fooling yourself. This type of thing has been going on for years, and targeting Black males specifically to put in circumstances and situations like this. So there's a lot to discuss on that matter. So looking at how things are transpiring in New York, Kathy Hochul, the governor, Leticia James, the DA, who proudly went after Diddy and after Trump and after R. Kelly, and then they let Maya Ponsetto off, and all of these. Oh, and also what's her name? the lady, Central Park Karen. Yeah, those folks got off though. No problem there. And especially with Maya Ponsetto, she is just belligerent the entire way. But yet, yeah, dismiss. Slap on the wrist. This is one of those things to where, okay, we've seen what these people wanted to do, going aggressively against Black folks. What are you going to do now to get Black people justice? And of course, I was meaning to speak on this particular topic, but because of with the new kind of what happened yesterday, I figured I would just do this now as its own video, hitting this topic, and just get this out to you guys right away. And then we'll do the weekly wrap up on Saturday. But yeah, so what happened yesterday, and y'all might already know, Leticia James has now recused herself and her department from prosecuting or investigating these cops. And she gives an explanation why. And the explanation for me, there's something in there that just doesn't really sound right. And so it seems like her allegiances are revealing themselves. So without further ado, let's get right to what I'm talking about. Leticia James. Here she is, folks.
Hello, and Happy New Year. Earlier today, after much consideration, research, and review, my office decided to recuse itself from the investigation of the correction officers involved in the events preceding the death of Mr. Robert Brooks at Marcy Correctional Facility in Oneida County. This decision is not one that was made lightly, but we believe this is the best course of action to protect the integrity of the investigation and to ensure accountability and justice for Mr. Brooks, his family, friends, loved ones, and for all New Yorkers. My office's Division of State Counsel by law represents state agencies in legal matters, including the Department of Corrections and correction officers. My Office of Special Investigation investigates matters where an officer of the law may have caused the death of a civilian. As part of our Office of Special Investigation cases, we do internal conflicts checks. After obtaining video and identifying the officers involved in the incident, we conducted the standard check. 4 of the correction officers under investigation in the Robert Brooks matter are currently defendants in other matters and are being represented by lawyers in the Office of the Attorney General. While we are confident in the firewalls set up between the Division of State Counsel and the Office of Special Investigation, even the possibility or mere appearance of a conflict could tie up a potential prosecution in lengthy legal challenges, or get a potential prosecution outright dismissed. And I will not allow justice to be delayed or denied because of a conflict. Earlier today, we filed papers in Onondaga County Supreme Court under County Law Section 701 to appoint Onondaga County District Attorney William J. Fitzpatrick as a special prosecutor in this matter. When a prosecutor is unable to take a case, County Law Section 701 allows for the appointment of a district attorney in the same judicial department. District Attorney Fitzpatrick has served Onondaga County for over 30 years. His office is well-resourced to handle this complex and large investigation, and I thank him for taking on this case. Additionally, my office's Division of State Counsel will not represent the Department of Correction and or its officers in this investigation. Again, this decision was made with the utmost respect for the integrity of this investigation, and we will ensure that there will not be any delays. My Office of Special Investigation will hand over all records to the District Attorney's Office immediately. My office has spoken with representatives of Mr. Brooks's family to explain this decision. And I want to take this opportunity, again, to express my sincerest condolences to them during this unimaginable, difficult time. It is critically important that justice is served. And this decision ensures that it will be.
Well, that's interesting. And maybe it is a potential conflict of interest. I can understand that. It seems to me, though, that they're defending them. This is the district attorney's office defending COs in another case. Now, that part right there is just a little tad bit odd. Or maybe it isn't. And I don't know that part about how the DA works, but it seems that it would be more on the shoulders of the public defenders to represent the cops. But instead, we're going with the very well-funded DA. And the DA is acting as defendant counsel. Maybe that's a New York thing. That's pretty interesting, though, because these people are at the grossest low ball charge that I could possibly see them getting is the gross negligent homicide. I mean, but realistically, I don't know how you can get there with them welling on this guy so much. What else was your desired effect or outcome? So to be taking it to that guy that long, like, what are you doing? If you're not intending on taking this man off the earth, then why are you continually beating some dude who is already obviously in need of medical attention? And by the way, whose hands are cuffed. He was in transport. Let me tell you something. Typically speaking, when you're in transport, your ankles are also shackled. They'll probably take your ankle shackles off once you reach the new facility. But as far as going from to to fro, if you're in transit, you have shackles on your ankles as well as your hands. And those are heavy on your Achilles rubbing shackles on your ankles. Let me tell you. So you're not finna to sit up there and like, so yeah, no, this dude was bound. Because that's what I'm saying. This is something that happened within transport. And that's why they keep trying to throw out there, oh, well, he's doing time for assault. He's doing 12 years for assault from stabbing his girlfriend. He's the victim here. There's no need. At that point, that's irrelevant. And these people go out their way to throw some dirt on him. Hey, this dude is a victim. Yeah, he's an inmate, but he's a victim. It doesn't change the fact that he is a victim. And what makes it worse is he is a person in custody. Nothing but, and then they're trying to get him where they know there ain't no cameras because, again, it's a prison. There's cameras everywhere. So they got him one of those places where they know ain't no cameras, and then just commits to welling on them that long. Again, if that's not the desired effect, then what is? So I don't know how you could get to a like manslaughter even, or negligent homicide or something like that, negligent manslaughter. I don't even know how you could get there, because when you're going at some dude for over an hour, just welling on, you're intended on taking this man out of here, man. And you're torturing him, actually. So I don't know how you skirt first degree. So don't let these people come out here. Well, we don't know. That's why they relinquished themselves. Leticia James cut and ran, and ain't nobody from else. So we ain't gonna see Alvin Bragg either. We're gonna give this to a special prosecutor. And let's see. Right now, this is under Joe Biden's watch. But look at what she just did. She stepped out of the way to do anything to allow this to start falling on the next president's regime to punish police. I don't think Black folks need to be a political pawn by way of our demise again. And so this is one that happens to go down in New York. Is this a Daniel Penny effect thing? You know? So when you say, Daniel Penny, yes, is this not that they're vigilantes, because they're actually licensed police officers or licensed COs rather. And so what does that say though? It says the people that want to be in uniform are itching to be in a situation, especially to treat Black men as slaves. Want to be in the position of have a Black man or Black woman in the position of where they have no rights. But there's still something called human rights. But there are just people out there that refuse to acknowledge your humanity. And so real quick, before we get out of here, I would want to go ahead and just read off this quick CNN, because after she announced that, there was a piece that came out. So it says, what we know about the fatal beating of Robert Brooks, an inmate at New York's Marcy Correctional Facility. Protesters in New York gathered Monday at separate demonstrations in Manhattan and Albany, holding up signs reading Black Lives Matter and Justice for Robert Brooks. Days after the disturbing video of the Black inmate's fatal beating at the hands of correctional officers was released. Robert Brooks, a 43-year-old man serving a 12-year sentence for assault, died in the early hours of December 10th after he was beaten by at least 3 officers at Marcy Correctional Facility, an all-male state prison in North Albany. His death has enraged people across the country, along with inmates, relatives, and activists, one whom called the incident a symptom of decades-long incarceration systems designed to dehumanize the people it takes and puts behind the wall. That's absolutely a fact. That is a fact for sure. Let me see. This isn't just about Robert Brooks, Jamaica Miles, the co-founder of the All of Us, an anti-racist organization based in Schenectady. Let's see. There are family members standing with us right now whose loved ones are in that same prison. The FBI and the U.S. Department of Justice are reviewing the case, and the New York Attorney General's Office Special Investigation has launched an investigation into the death of Brooks. Authorities have not released a cause of death for Brooks. I bet that ain't going to be good. New York Governor Kathy Hochul has said she was outraged And I bet she was outraged and horrified by Brooks' senseless killing, and announced she would appoint a new superintendent at the Marcy Correctional Facility to expedite $400 million installed fixed cameras and distribute body-worn cameras at all departments of corrections and community service facilities. So they didn't have cameras everywhere either? Oh, well, then no, that's highly irresponsible of anybody. Those things need to prisons need to have about as many cameras, or if not more, as a military base or a cruise ship. Those cameras need to be at a very, a high rate. So that's irresponsible of the administration to even have that going on, to where you're just now addressing that in 2025. Yeah, that's then what we've been hearing about the conditions going on in these prisons out in New York. If they just now are getting into the mindset to where they need these cameras, that tells me the conditions in behind them walls must be overtly atrocious. Overtly atrocious. These people are still human beings. Yes, they're serving their time. They're giving their time to society. But they are not animals. They are human. And, for some of these people, I'm sure if he's doing 12 years and he's mid-bid, then he's probably at least a medium facility. So why was he there? Like they moving him over here. And what's so crazy is it's not that he has enemies in the streets or enemies in behind the bars or something like that. He has to worry about the people who are supposed to be protecting him. And they beat that man to death. It just goes on to tell you about what happened. So and I won't. So you guys pretty much already seen all of that. There's not really much new I can tell you with that, but it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. We just need to keep an eye on it. And there, like they said, there were protests out there. And I saw one. I think that was the brother Hawk out there from New York. They was calling him Black Lives Matter, which I do not believe he is. But nonetheless, he had something to say. So before we get out of here, I'm going to go ahead and play part of his speech from their protests. I believe this was either yesterday or the day before, but this is here recent. So this is, I believe, Hawk Newsom, I think his name is.
3 weeks later, they beat somebody to death on camera. On camera. Now, I want to say something that might take a little bit of quiet, because I want to make it make sense to y'all. As American citizens, we shall not be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process. There was no due process for Robert Brooks. That's why the Federal Bureau of Investigation needs to arrest these cops immediately. Immediately. I want y'all to see the difference. I want y'all to see the difference, and I'm about to go, because this is the space for formerly incarcerated, and I'm honored y'all let me here.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, and I agree with him. The feds definitely need to be investigating that. One thing that, I guess there is a DOJ still active right now. I don't know, there's still some days. So I guess for all intents and purposes, Joe Biden could do something for the next, week or two. But, that's that at this point, what's that going to look like? So, but Kathy Hochul's still governor. And the DOJ is the DOJ, so something needs to be happening. There needs to be some investigating what's going on in these prisons. You know, the fact that she has to immediately shell out $400 million should be very telling to everybody. They've been well aware of the problem and they've been shorting it. So who knows what these I'm sure these guys are getting paid well, but they also are getting their fix. And there is the first societal indictment of 2025, ladies and gentlemen, because that's the person, not a weapon, but the people. And that thinking and that mentality needs to be addressed. And again, has Daniel Penny, you know, you remember when we used to hear how Trump emboldened people? So is Daniel Penny emboldening these anti-Black attacks? I just want to know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I just wanted to go ahead and hit you off with this topic real quick and give it its own, time. So with that being said, we will be coming back for the weekly wrap up. That'll be Saturday. So this is start of the weekend. Y'all have a safe one. Make sure you keep your notification bells on. And follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. And make sure I got that one I wanted. Yeah. And a lot of traffic on the internet last Friday. Oh, one more thing before I go. Something else that, I also got to keep in mind when you see how people don't really stand up for the justice of Black folks, but they make sure they stand up for the justice of other folks. So maybe this is another reason why not only was she slow to move, but now she's still defending those same cops in another case. And she's recusing herself from this case entirely. So still defending those cops that deleted our brother. She's actively defending them in a whole other case because they're again defendants. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a Beatzilla PDX official news break. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon each and every one of you who rock with this channel. Salute to you, Black first. And so, as we do here, remember, hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, stay Black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, Black first, Black first. Shalom, y'all.